And we back. And we live. What's good, fellas? How y'all
Yo,
been?
what up? I've been chilling, bro. Finally got a day off out of the days that I don't get because I work apparently 9 days out of the week. And so I finally got a day off. Nah, I typically get days off. They're just not in, one after the other. It's one here, then go to work for like a few days, and then one there, and then go to work for a few more days. And typically how that works. But now I've been good, man. Chilling. Finally hit.
The consecutive make you spoiled. They feel good.
They do. I ain't gonna lie. They do. But I finally hit 168 pounds. I finally broke. I've been trying to break 170 for like the last 5 months. And this shit ain't worked. And so now I finally broke 170. I'm down to 168. What's up,
we proud of you.
And so only like 18 more pounds to go.
Okay, cool. I'm just getting back.
If we had a sound before, we'd give you the round of applause.
Yeah,
but
do you have the round of applause?
We don't have the round of applause. We do not.
You know what? I'm going to put something like that later. Anyway, I'm just getting back from MagFest. I'm tired. I'm glad I took like 4 days off.
How was that?
It was a wild time. I hadn't been to MagFest in like maybe 4 or 5 years. And man, it felt
what is that?
So MagFest is pretty much the music and gaming festival. It's pretty much like a giant festival. It's really a con, but we say festival because MagFest. And man, it's a lot of music stuff. It's a lot of it's a lot of games. All right. There's a room, a museum for every single like console that first started, like, from the Dreamcast, the NES, the
Dreamcast definitely was one of the very first consoles made, but
it was
I understand what you're saying.
It was pretty much a museum of all the old games. To like,
the man's
now.
also
like, I'm talking about the fat computers that they used to be around. The fat computers that they used to have. I'm talking about like the big ass monitors that you can't take nowhere. Like,
yeah, the first ones that introduced like the brick game, the brick tennis,
the Pong. Yeah, Pong was there, and somebody was losing real bad at Pong. I don't know how, but somebody was losing real bad.
The Pong game.
Yeah, man, it was. Or is it Ping? It's Pong. But
I don't know.
It was great. It was great. I got to play some DDR.
Imagine getting your ass whooped with Pong. There's no coming back from that.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, those Tetris tournaments and those Tetris championships, them motherfuckers be live. Like, the crowd goes crazy when motherfuckers is losing, moving fast, or they like, hey, that shit gets a lot of attention. Tetris looks very boring, but competitively, that
it's true. I am a Tetris world champion.
You are a Tetris world champion. What year?
Believe it or not.
What year?
Since I left the US.
What year? 2002?
2002.
I'm gonna Google that shit.
You don't have to Google it. I'm just saying to believe me. I said believe me. So please believe me that I wouldn't lie to you.
Nah, I believe you would. I'm going to Google that.
It may not show up because they may have like forgotten about it, because there's been
I'm pretty sure in the comment section that you believe them or not.
Google
don't look it up.
Google don't
saying believe me.
Google don't forget.
Let me look on a wiki page myself real quick, right?
The internet don't forget. It stay undefeated.
It stays.
Yeah. That can I like I can edit it. I'm just gonna.
What's crazy? Because unless your name is Jonas, unless your name is Jonas Neubauer, and unless you somehow
I changed my name.
Revitiligo,
I changed my name.
You ain't white.
Yeah, I have what Uncle Ruckus had. Yeah.
Nah, stop.
I have
Stop.
I have what Uncle Ruckus had. Straight up. Y'all don't understand.
That boy was not quicker than the internet. He thought he was gonna change it.
You thought he was? No, internet don't forget shit.
You believe? First of all, you believe everything you hear on the internet?
Not a damn thing.
Everything. I believe everything.
Wild. Okay.
First off, because Gunny Google never lets me down. That's one.
Super wild.
Never lets me down. YouTube University has created the most PhDs, most graduates ever. All right. You can get a whole degree on YouTube and Google.
So listen, I'm not arguing about the legitimacy of like YouTube at university, but Google has turned into a lot of ads. Like the second that you Google something, it gives you twice as many ads as it does results.
It depends on what it is.
So,
but Google also knows you be thinking in the back of your head that you want to buy some shit. Google knows that you want to buy it and puts the ad there. But that's how I know Google's right. Because you be like, oh, I need a new controller.
I mean,
you ain't even typed it in yet. And it's already there. You like, I need the new Pro controller for the PS5. Google said, I got you, my boy. Not only do I have it new, I got it used. I got somebody that live down the street from you. They selling it. You can buy it from them. Google got you.
Listen, just because you are a consumer of Google and Apple products does not mean that the rest of us are just on that bandwagon with you. I just can't be bought and sold that easily, my brother.
Well, first off, you should. That's one. Because if you should be bought and sold just that easy. But that's not the point of this entire episode. I don't know how we got off of finding out that Mikey was a liar for one. Let's just point that out.
I was just exaggerating the truth a little bit.
Well, speaking of exaggerating truths, a lot of it, not even a little bit, a lot of the bit. What you did was you fucked me up, just like some of these first episodes of a lot of anime. You fucked me up, all right? And now I don't know what the fuck to do. And so that's really what we're supposed to be talking about, is the most fucked up anime episodes. Not just the first episode, but any episode that you want. Now, we got to lay some ground rules, though, right?
Okay.
If you're gonna talk about an episode, you can only reference things that happened before that episode. You cannot reference things afterwards, right? So because then that just gives you hindsight, and it might not make it as fucked up. So here's a prime example. We'll just go ahead and get it out the way.
Okay.
Attack on Titan's first episode is a very fucked up episode. In hindsight, after finding out that Aaron was the one, spoiler alert, people, Aaron was the one that caused it. You're like, oh, it's not that fucked up episode. Yeah, no, it is. You cannot use anything that came after that episode.
So wait, you're saying for the episode, anything that happened after that, or something that explains that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure, because
right, you can't use anything that explains. Yeah, you can't use anything afterwards that explains it, because it takes away from the effectiveness of it being fucked up.
If I say, I'm not gonna. If I skip certain episodes to get to the episode I want to talk about, afterwards it's not going to explain anything.
Okay, so if afterwards doesn't explain anything, then you're good. But if, let's say, for example, right, very first episode is somebody shooting up an entire village. Prime example, let's say Naruto started off with Itachi literally killing everyone in Uchiha village. You'd be like, oh, that's a very fucked up episode. You cannot mention what the third Hokage told him afterwards, right? Because it takes away from it. Okay. You can only talk about that episode and what happened before that episode.
So don't give the information on why it happened.
No
Just
context.
Say what happened as it being fucked up. You want me to raise the curiosity of why?
Yep, it was fucked up.
Oh, that is perfect. Y'all are gonna love this. Y'all gonna love this. Let me be
and
last.
Just leave it. It's all build up and then just.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
I should
have wrote this down. It's gonna be great.
Oh, yeah. I'll start off. So because I'm watching it right now, right? And I'm mad that you motherfuckers never told me about this shit. So Goblin Slayer. Oh, no one told. I've heard the name Goblin Slayer. I knew it was an anime. No one said that it was on the list of most fucked up things to watch. Period. Fuck it being a normal TV show.
You haven't seen Redo Healer, right?
No, I have not. I'm gonna see that next.
You should have started with that.
Never seen it,
brother.
But and for those that are watching, we do apologize for any explicit content. If it triggers anybody, we do not mean to trigger people.
Right.
I will
Mine
try
has a
my
trigger
best.
warning too.
I will try my best not to trigger people and to, if I don't have to say the word, I'll try my best not to, but sometimes you kind of got to say it to give context into what's happening. So for those that have not seen Goblin Slayer, also spoiler alert, it starts off with 3 people, right, wanting to go on an adventure, right? You got the little, or 4 people. You got the priest, and then 3 newbies, right? They're called adventurers. I'm not going to explain what that shit is. Just know it's 4 people trying to go on an adventure for a quest. They get told not to go on the fucking quest because they're not high leveled enough. So they say, hey, don't take your ass over there. And then, of course, like all white people, they take their ass over there. And what happened is they fucked around and found out why you don't fuck with goblins. Or rather, they found around and found out what happens when you get in the way of goblins. Or not in the way, just goblins hate people in general because they're just fucked up creatures. So they go into the cave, and dude can't fight. They see the warning signs, but they don't understand shit. And then as they're trying to leave, they get attacked by, I think it was like 4 or 5 goblins. Right? Goblins, for better half, are just midgets, right? Imagine Dobby from fucking Harry Potter, but he kills people with knives. Issue is they don't mind killing men, right? They'll kill dudes off right away. They don't give a fuck about you. As a woman, though, their very first thing is not to kill you. However, what they will do is they will wound you very, very bad and then rape you. And they do that to breed with you, and then they use you as a sex toy. And it's not just one goblin. So when that one goblin is done, then the next goblin comes over. And what happens is in the episode, it's not like it's blacked out, right? They show them pulling her panties down, bending her over, and you see the tears flowing down her eyes as this happens, and she's screaming as this happens. Super fucked up episode. Now, I think the more fucked up part is that she was saved, because she was literally like, and the guy says, he's like, you become dead on the inside. Like after some shit like that you'd rather die. But that was my introduction. And that's just episode 1. The shit continues throughout the fucking series, but that's just episode 1. And the shit threw me for a loop.
Let me tell you a little pluses, because I'm into the RPG space. Like I know a lot of RPG stuff. First and foremost, that was the first 7 to 10 minutes of the episode. Yeah. The episode's usually like 22, 28 minutes.
Yeah, right? That was in like the first 7 minutes.
Then you said something crazy. You said that they weren't a high enough level to fight these things, right? That's what was. Did you know that in most RPGs, goblins are like
the lowest level?
Yeah. They're not the lowest. Slimes are lower than that. Usually slimes are like level 1, level 2. Goblins are level 4 or 5.
But the thing is the reason why goblins run rampant in this show as much as they do is because they're such low level, and high level elite warriors or adventurers don't bother with them. They're like, it's not worth my time to go out and kill a bunch of fucking goblins. Like, we don't do that. And then, of course, the Goblin Slayer, even though he's a high-level warrior, that's all he focuses on is killing goblins. And so that's why they name it Goblin Slayer, because it's about him. But yeah, so imagine if he didn't exist. They would let goblins run rampant throughout villages. And when I say run rampant, like they burn villages, they kill people. They have no remorse. They rape women, take them back to their fucking cave, and use them as sex toys. In the end.
They gotta the thing is, they gotta reproduce, and that's how the goblins do it. They do it in their hives. It's crazy. But
what's one of your shows, Jamal?
So that sounds wild. but I'd still have to give it to Elfin Lied, or I'm not even sure if I'm saying this correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That
Elfin Lied.
scene where they like held the little girl and they beat the shit out of the dog in front of her, and she's like, this dog was like the only thing that loved her, only thing that cared. She was like the orphan that you were like, she melted your heart as a little kid, and you're like, oh man, I hope everything's fine. She finally starts to make a friend, and like the little boys just team up, find the dog, and the little girl that she thinks is her friend is just holding her back while they're like murdering the dog in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I'd feel bad if kids get murdered in anime or any sort of media, but like those kids, they low key deserve what they got. Like, I mean,
What happened to him?
I wasn't on the fan of the girl, like, but
She killed the kids?
So
yeah, she
Because
definitely.
I've only seen the
She
first
wiped out
like 4
everything.
episodes. I only seen like the first 4 episodes.
it's like, and it's not explaining it because I'm not explaining it. But she has, or at the time, she didn't exactly have it. She was developing telekinetic powers.
Right.
Okay, but she's young. She's young. She barely has a grasp on it. So obviously she has.
So she doesn't even know what's
she's
happening
different
to her to be able to like explain it.
Right.
I'm not gonna explain it. I want somebody to be curious about it and go out and watch the anime themselves, and then come back here and yell at me. You know what I mean? Like I want somebody, when I explain what I'm gonna explain later, I want somebody to come to me.
Go
and
out,
like,
tell me that this isn't the most fucked up scene.
So, hey, look, I'll agree with you that it's
Why would
messed
you
up.
make me watch that?
Well, it only reminds me. Okay, how gory was it, right? Because it just reminds me of
there was blood. People exploded, or kids.
It was like
exploded.
90s blood, like
because
this
it
was
just sounds
this was
like the
old
same thing that they
school.
did with
could go far as they want.
Okay.
So,
because it just reminds me of what they did with Majin Buu. Like, you know how Majin Buu was getting real good. He made a friend, and then the guys were hunting the dog, and then they shot the dog in front of Majin Buu.
So they took part of that scene from this. That's where that was like came from, because of this, like because she was just like this normal kid. She was trying to develop, like, you know, through life. And any anime or any part of life, they tell you, oh, well, you find, you know, something you love, a cat, a dog, like some people it's a guinea pig or whatever kind of animal you got. And she bonded to it. Like, it was lost, it was lonely, she was lost, she was lonely. 2 kindred souls, and boom, everything should have worked out. She was a kid, and like those kids were just assholes.
Answer this real quick. Does she become evil?
What it really is evil? What really? There's no such thing as good and evil, man. There's no such thing. What really is evil?
Because does she become the villain of the
evil?
Show?
Because she wasn't necessarily. There wasn't an antagonist or a protagonist.
There's no In Elfin Lied, there's no there. I mean,
there's an antagonist and there's a protagonist. Whether it be a fucked up military corporation, whether it be a fucked up political party, there is an antagonist and a protagonist.
There's that, but there's no evil. I mean,
it's not a way to like define it as black and white.
There's evil,
they're good. This person did the right thing. This person. They all were doing some fucked up shit.
And throughout the anime, you'll see certain people that you think is evil, and then like you'll realize they're not really evil. They're just doing what they're told, or they're just around, and they're doing stuff. There's no good or evil. They're just
there. There's no such thing as just there. You have to be good or evil.
Oh, you don't have to be good or evil. Because if that's the case, then at that point in time, that would have started her villain arc.
Nah, because I mean, you can be a good person and do some fucked up shit.
There it is too. Yeah, you can do that.
You can't be a good person doing fucked up shit. That doesn't make you a good person.
Yeah, you can.
Give an example.
Yes, you can.
Give an example.
Give me an example.
All right. So
of being a good person and doing fucked up shit.
We just used it earlier. Itachi killed all of the Uchihas.
Itachi was a fucked up individual.
No, he was not. No, he was not. I will argue right now with you. Itachi was not a
Itachi
fucked up
did what he
individual.
had to.
Itachi didn't want to do any of the stuff he did. He had to. He had no.
Itachi was a selfish individual who only cared about his brother.
He was
Itachi,
selfless. He didn't want to do none of that stuff.
No.
Shisui told him that he had to do it, and the third told him he had to.
The whole village was going to go down.
The third should have did his job.
Everybody told him, if you don't, there's going to be a war.
Bro, look, listen.
No. Itachi's dad said, "I understand."
The third did his job. The third told Itachi, "You got to do it."
No. The third doing his job is him lowering the feud. Is him doing the shit that needs to be done.
The third,
he could have.
The third forgot to take care of Naruto.
He thought he could.
And you can't expect the third to remember none. He had Alzheimer's or something. Like for real, he had to take care of a whole child. He said, "Don't worry, Minato. Don't worry."
They told him to take care of Naruto.
This man a fucking apartment and left him alone.
I don't want to point out, Naruto isn't the only kid that the third fucked over.
Meanwhile, that was on Naruto's birthday when they got clapped.
This one take care of both of them.
He fucked over his own grandson.
Okay,
with a whole uncle.
He fucked over almost everybody in the village then, because he was supposed to take care of Naruto. He didn't. Sasuke was alone after Itachi did this thing. He was supposed to take care of Sasuke too. Didn't
do that.
Let them in that fucking empty ass village.
Fucked over
empty ass town. Konohamaru, who didn't even know he had a grandson, bro. Like he didn't even care about his son that much. He was just like.
So we're in agreement that the third was supposed to do all of this shit.
No, we're in agreement that the third sucks. The third
Itachi was supposed there's a moral line. Now, he accepted the moral line that he would be considered a fucked up individual, but there is still a moral line. He just chose to cross it and say, fuck it. That doesn't make him a good person. It means that he accepts the responsibilities and the consequences that comes along with being
sometimes the good that you can do might turn out to be evil in other people's eyes.
Because so then all of the killing that he did as an Anbu ops person, that makes him a good individual.
Yeah, because for the sake of the village, for all the good people in the village, he had to kill certain people to take out the
So then a Blood and a Crip are technically good individuals. They just killing.
We're not gonna get that deep into that because this is different. These are two different things. And I get into that. You can say the Akatsuki, right? You can say the Akatsuki was great.
Gang
so are we saying soldiers who go over and do what they have to do in war? Bad people?
Soldiers. It's the same thing saying a soldier, right?
Immoral.
So is the Marine telling me that a Marine doing what he has to do inside of war is he?
Now,
but I'm asking you, though, like.
All right. And
does that mean that that's the same thing?
No, I'm gonna answer you, right? Technically, we are never sent to kill anyone. We are sent to maybe vacate a town. So we say, hey, you have to leave, and then we respond to people shooting at us. We don't go in, you never go in and just say, fuck it, start shooting. No, you respond to it. Itachi went in saying, I'm going to kill this guy, and this guy. He didn't respond to saving his own life.
Hold on. I got you.
Hey, Itachi responded to saving the village.
Do you remember at the end of near the end of Shippuden, they did a what if this happened? So instead of the Uchihas doing a coup, they just decided, we'll just be a police force. Mm-hmm. And Itachi was alive and all the other stuff, right? At the end of the episode, Itachi dies because he sacrificed himself to stop the coup again. Because there was no matter what was gonna happen, there was gonna be a coup. But this time he didn't stop it like he was supposed to. He didn't kill everybody. So he had to do this because no matter what, his father told him, look, Itachi, we're gonna do a coup. And when Itachi's gonna kill him, he's like, look, son, I'm proud of you. You're doing what you got to do for the village and all the other people. It's just unfortunate it's turned out this way. You're gonna have to kill us, bro. And Itachi was like, all right, I'm crying while I do it.
And because he was a double agent, Itachi could have picked the Uchiha side. He didn't.
He couldn't.
He said he could have. He could have picked the Uchiha side, like every other fucking Uchiha that did. He chose not to.
There was so much stuff that was going on in the background. Donzo, first and foremost, and Shisui Danzo was the one pushing for this whole thing because he wanted those eyes. Shisui knew and tried to tell him there's all this stuff that's going down.
Danzo didn't have anything. Danzo put himself in the middle of the coup. He did not start nor bring up the subject of a coup.
He was calculating it in the background. He was.
That was the second Hokage that created this shit because he's the one that made the Uchihas outcast, right? And he said it. I purposely put them there. They argued against it. The third
because
terrible
he spent his whole life fighting against these motherfuckers.
Because they were gang banging. It was Senju versus Uchiha. They were gang banging.
The only person that was terrible. Look, let's
and
agree
he understood that, and he said, "Listen, I can't trust you motherfuckers not to do this shit."
The second Hokage was the racist one. Agree to disagree.
Agree.
He's the one that actually physically started all of this. Agree to disagree.
Agree. And then he chose another racist, half-assed third Hokage to continue the shit. Because he could have. The third could have easily. The nigga was the Hokage for over 40 years.
I told you the third was going senile, man. We can.
He didn't become the Hokage at 50.
The third was the worst Hokage like fucking.
He became Hokage twice.
It's not fair to call him the worst Hokage because he was Hokage for the longest. So obviously so who was the worst Hokage there? Bad side.
Who would you give that to?
That's a whole nother conversation. We're not talking about
that talk another time. I know. I'm still gonna go with the. It don't matter. Actually, it technically is the first. I'm not gonna tell you why, but it's the first. The first is the worst because it wasn't supposed to be the first.
It was supposed to be Madara.
Madara was supposed to be the first. If Madara was the Hokage, none of this crap would have been happening.
No. So it was supposed to be a shared responsibility.
Exactly.
But they never shared it because Madara wanted it himself.
So it was supposed to be shared by the people in the village. Hashirama said, I'd rather have Madara as the Hokage. Mm-hmm. They said, no way. And then Madara was like, well, I'm here anyway.
I just want to kill all of you.
Yeah, if y'all are being assholes, I'm going to be here.
I almost want to pay for an autograph to ask Madara when we go to Awesome Con, like, would you have made a better Hokage than the first Hokage?
No.
Yes.
No.
10 out of 10.
Because
the village would be surrounded in fire so that no evil fucking people can get in. We'd have our nine tails and it'd be no problem.
Because you'd have the opposite problem. Senjus would have been outcasted because Madara didn't like Senjus. He would have outcasted the Senju.
He didn't.
And the Uchiha would have ran the village. You'd have had your subsection. The issue is Uchihas didn't have a good relationship with surrounding villages. So when it comes to the what's the fucking Hinata's last name? Neji, fucking the Hyuga clan. When it comes to the Hyuga clans, when it comes to the Akanakas or whatever the fuck they are, the fat people, then the dogs.
Jesus Christ, they're not fat. That's their jutsu, bro.
The big bone people and the dogs. Like the Itachis, the Uchiha clan does not have the political side of it to be able to gather everyone together. So you would not have had a united.
They're the hated.
You would not have had. Yeah, you would not have had a united. It's not that they were evil, because remember, there's no such thing as good and evil. They were more powerful. So in their eyes, why would I listen to people that have never been in battle and are weaker than me? That was their outlook. You're weaker than me. My jutsu's better. I'm stronger. I'm superior. Why would I listen to you? You can't fight like I do. So when shit gets real, I can't count on you.
But when you get your ass whooped on the battlefield,
look, the only thing that applies when they're still in their eyes.
God level. The only other ninja to even touch Madara had to be a god level, create my own jutsu person, which was the first Hokage himself. The second Hokage couldn't touch Madara. Madara would have whooped his ass. No one else outside of that. The only reason why the second Hokage was able to kill Madara's brother was because they had never seen a jutsu like the flying Raijin, right? They'd never seen it before.
I thought he developed it just to kill Uchihas, actually.
And he developed it just to kill them.
Because it'd be instantaneous so their eyes couldn't copy
created most of the greatest jutsu.
So what? You said the what?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Nigga, that sounds smart. That's the smartest thing to do. I'm gonna create a jutsu that you can't stop, and I'm gonna take you out.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is you still have to be skilled with it. But he also caught his brother off guard. Like his brother wasn't looking at him. he was looking at the first Hokage.
To be fair,
and then you caught him off guard because as you see the fight, he's actually busting his ass. He's losing.
Fine.
That's your fault. Nigga, I caught you slipping.
So
Madara was okay with things going the way it was until the second kill.
His brother. Yeah.
So for real, we'll cut it and say that Madara would have been better.
All of this shit is the second Hokage's fault.
See, I told you. Look. Anyway, I'm not gonna say that. Y'all want to hear some fucked up anime stuff?
All this to say that I don't think in anime you can necessarily put a good and evil on every person. I think good people do fucked up shit, and I think bad people do good shit sometimes. And I think that goes both ways, and you can't necessarily pinpoint who is what.
So by your own standard, I would be right. Eren was justified.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
Jamal has always told me that he wasn't.
Vegeta has saved the planet.
I will say that what happened. Look.
We're going too far. Muscle Mommy, tell us what
it's Mikasa is Muscle Mommy. You gotta say the whole thing like a pimp name slip back. You gotta say the whole thing. So have y'all heard of
you gotta pronounce the whole phrase together.
Y'all heard of an anime called Berserk?
Hey, before you get into it,
I knew you were going to go there.
I watched a death battle with
Berserk. You were going to go there.
Berserk Guts versus the other guy, and they talked about both of their stories. Couldn't be me. I'd have been a dead motherfucker. There's no way.
Couldn't be.
I grew up. I'd have been dead. I can't grow up like Guts. No.
So what did you say? What did you say before? You can't tell how. It's not going to give the future. It's not going to give any context between the most fucked up part I'm going to tell you about. But I'm going to tell you how he lived. Like, so Berserk starts with a guy named Guts. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the comments are going to talk about it. But look, guy named Guts. We're going to start this off at the beginning, then I'm going to move straight into the fucked up part. Guts was born from his dead prostitute mom in a tree.
Right.
Like he already fell out of her stomach, and some guys found him and they named him Guts because he fell out of her guts.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he had a terrible life to begin with. And we're not going to go into that. That's another time. But look, we're going to skip to the future where this fucked up part is. I hate this part so much with a passion. And unfortunately, I don't want to say this, but it needed to happen to build his story even more.
That's harsh to say.
It's very bad, but like what he does later
helps. You can only get it through pain and suffering.
Yeah, all that pain, and he keeps moving. You know what I mean? Like all that. Anyway, so he saved this guy named Griffith. Griffith did nothing wrong, by the way. Griffith did nothing wrong. Except, anyway.
Griffith is a hoe.
He did nothing wrong. He said what he was going to do, and that if he had a chance to do it, he was going to do it, and he did it, and you can't be mad because he said, I'm going to do this. Anyway.
But what was this thing?
So Griffith said to Guts and all the people following him that, hey, if anything happens, I'm going to use you guys. I'm going to use all of you to get what I want. That even means sacrificing you. I'm going to sacrifice you guys to get what I want. And I'm telling you guys this ahead of time. I will sacrifice you to get what I want. And everybody said, okay, sure. They said, okay. So you can't really be mad at him.
Yeah, you can't.
He did nothing wrong because he said, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, anyway. So he gets captured. Guts goes to save him with a whole bunch of his old friends and crew. And his
Why wouldn't you believe it?
Huh?
He's talking about you don't believe it. Why wouldn't you believe it? If we go into the store,
because we're going to go save you.
If we go out and I say, hey, Jamal, if we ever get into some shit, I'm going to snitch. I'm telling you right now, if you do any illegal activity around me, I am going to snitch. And then you do illegal shit and they come grab me. It's not my fault.
No. In fact, exactly. In fact,
I told you
if you should know, since he gave you the information, shit, I shouldn't do any illegal stuff around him. I should just leave him as is, because now I know that he's going to snitch. I'm not saying he would do that, but he's letting you know that, hey, I'm going to snitch.
It's only wrong if I do illegal shit with you and I don't tell you I'm going to snitch.
It's his fault if he didn't say, I'm going to sacrifice all you guys, or if he didn't say, I'm you guys are my best people. I love you guys. I would never betray you. And then he sacrifices them. Now he's terrible. It's his fault. Yeah. He's evil.
Nah, but if he said this is what's gonna happen, like if shit break out, I'm not saving you. So you better be able to swim, bro. Because if you fall, I'm not saving you. Whose fault is it that you didn't believe me or that you didn't listen? That's your fault.
So look. They go and say Griffith gets captured. They go and save him, and they're around this like demonic altar place. Mm-hmm. Now, Griffith is like weak and whatever, and he's like he's bones or whatever, and he decides that now would be a great time to sacrifice all of his friends to gain demonic power. Mm-hmm. Now that you guys saved me from getting tortured and whatnot, it's the best time for me to sacrifice you guys to ascend into my demonic form. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, what? And he does. So everybody gets sacrificed except for like two people, Guts and his girlfriend. I forgot what her name was. She's important. I just forgot because I'm traumatized myself. So then and this is the fucked up part, he grabs the girl and he gets other demons that spawn to grab onto Guts and hold him down. While he then takes, and this is the best way to say it, so you don't say anything you don't want people to get triggered by. He takes advantage of the girl.
Yeah, force himself upon
he completely demon dick and all forces himself onto.
You say no trigger and then say demon.
That's not triggering. Exactly. Kind of. I'm traumatized already. It was terrible because Guts is down like this. He's like, no, and then the dude just like, Guts, look what I'm doing. I'm doing this. I'm doing this because you said I could. I've done nothing wrong, and I told you. So now I'm going to do this. So he does this, and the girl is going through it. He's like, demon dick, and Guts is like, ah! So Guts rips off his arm, and he goes to charge at him. Like he says, forget the arm. I got to save my girl. I don't care no more. And then he beats him up, and then Guts gets beat up again, and he gets held down, and he has to watch. And he just has to watch. He has to sit there and watch. And then he gets branded with the demon's mark, and he's cursed forever. Him and the girl, actually. So, you know.
They didn't kill her?
No. No, he had no... He was torturing Guts. He wanted to torture Guts. In fact...
That's crazy.
To add insult to injury, for some reason, later on, Guts and the girl have a kid, but because of the demon... stuff that happened with them, their kid becomes a demonic like entity. Like it's born as a demonic entity and it goes into the underworld. Guts and the girl had a kid and it's a demonic child, a demonic thing, not a child, a thing.
That's crazy.
And he, and the demonic thing visits him every now and again.
Okay. So if you had to rate, or if you had to give out your most fucked up episode, which one would you say is the absolute most fucked up you've ever seen? No questions asked.
Between that and, I mean, he really had to sit there and watch. Like, it was terrible. He was legit calling Guts' name. It was like, yeah, I'm doing this. But I mean,
that's fucked up, yo.
He legit was going to do this to torture Guts no matter what. It's crazy. I have never seen it. And it's all because he saved him. He did it because he saved him. Guts saved Griffith. So Griffith said, fuck it. I'm going to torture you now because you saved me. You saved my life. You helped me out. Now look what I'm going to do.
Which one would you pick?
I mean,
I don't know, because like part of me is like, yo, the 12-year-old me that was watching Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah,
was,
I was gonna say
fucked up. Shao Tucker.
Shao Tucker. It's Shao Tucker.
Yo,
I cried.
Like,
I'll admit it.
And what pisses me off
And then you got a
Is that
comment got killed that was like,
it didn't have to happen.
Yeah, it did. I mean, no, wait.
it didn't.
It didn't have to happen.
It didn't need to be his daughter and his dog.
It didn't. He
A random
literally,
bystander on the street. You're right.
he literally could have grabbed anybody. They had already been killing random people. You didn't have to choose your daughter and dog. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I'm what's his name? The alchemist.
Ed.
Ed. Yeah.
Ed.
I break all vows I've had before. I'm killing this.
Alphonse.
Yeah. I'm killing him. I'm creating a stone rock wall that goes right through his throat. Yeah. Dead ass.
But they're still children. You have to remember that, like,
you seen the live action?
I think they were like 14 and 16 at the time that this happened. This was still
but
pretty early into their journey. Like, they weren't normal experience things yet.
They were
had just
like
to witnessed the miracle of life, being born, and all these.
But they were experienced enough.
No, they were far from like normal, but they were still like developing in their mind.
So, I mean, they're so you know how
the first person he killed was
teacher.
Well, depending on
the
which version you watch.
Taught him how to kill, or at least they taught him how to defend themselves. They know how to kill. If you saw the live, I don't know if they do it in the anime. The live action version of Fullmetal Alchemist sells a great.
How to
like what the so for the live action, you see him grab Shao Tucker with his metal arm. He punches him. He keeps punching him. Mm-hmm. Any more, and he would have killed him. And just like in the anime, I don't know what to call. I don't know what to call her and her dog form. It's so fucked up. I'm just gonna say Nina. Nina telling him, "Don't hurt Daddy no more."
I think that's the most fucked up part, right? That's what really makes it fucked up. You gave her a voice. She gave conscious. It's not like she barked. You let her talk. That is what's fucked up. And it's like you didn't even take her soul. Like
the child, and like
he still had a soul and a brain. She understood what was happening.
She knew,
and she's like,
what was going on. She knew everything. She knew everything that was going on. And then you hear it later.
Could tell who you were. Yeah, she was still hit.
They tell you it can't be reversed. They tell you it cannot be reversed. That hurt. Like we can't undo what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And
so all right. So y'all gonna for my viewers.
Oh, you freeze. What? Oh no.
Not me this time.
No, not you this time.
There you go. I don't know what.
No, someone unthrow him.
Yeah. But for the viewers watching, you're gonna watch us change backgrounds, but I do it because I've been playing with this thing all day, and so you're gonna see some shit happen.
Right now?
But this was what I. No context, right? There's no. If you're not looking at if you've watched the show before, right? If you're just taking it off the very first episode, Attack on Titan to me was the most fucked up first episode, like in anime. If you're not including what you already know about the show, right? You're just watching for the very first time. You're just now seeing it. And it's because of how they had the show come out. So the way that he's talking about it, they've lived hundreds of years. They've never seen another Titan, right? And they're saying that they lived normal lives. And then out of nowhere, you see a fucking colossal Titan come in and then just straight kills a motherfucker. And then just you see the colossal Titan out of nowhere, and then boom.
Surprise, motherfucker.
You just straight. Then you get the not the Swoller Titan. What's the motherfucking name?
Reiner.
The
Armor Titan.
Armor Titan.
Armor Titan
comes through the wall, breaks through. Now you are 10-ish, 11, not even. You just watched a parade, or not a parade, but a march, a death march of those coming back through the city. You just watched a death march of those that did not make it. You watched a guy give a mom his arm and said, hey, bury this. That's all that's left of him is this. I think that's fucked up. You could have just said he died. There's nothing left. The end. No, you gave her his arm and said, bury this. But then to see your own mother get picked out of the track, like they broke the house down. She goes through the wood, pick your mother up, ring her like a fucking rag doll to break her leg, to break her spine, and then eat her. You're watching this as a 10-year-old. The guy Karen didn't turn Aaron around and say, hey, look, man, Titans are very vicious. We're not going to watch this shit. And carry him forward like he did Mikasa. No, Aaron is on his shoulder watching all of this shit happen. The way they scarred a 10-year-old child is super fucked up. See, in Brotherhood, in Full Metal Alchemist, it happened to the child, and then they eventually killed the child, right? That child didn't have to go through life being fucked up. Where Aaron had to go through life super fucked up. And then obviously
technically they tried to kill Aaron in the show.
I mean, yeah. It was several times, I guess, right?
Again, I mean, but you join the military, right?
Like season 1, not even like on some spoiler level.
No,
oh my god, this is the end. Nah, they
you're 3 episodes in. The third episode,
that's how he triggered that shit.
Third episode, he literally killed him. He didn't trigger the Titan form. He literally he was able to claw his way out. Or no, because he didn't trigger the Titan form. He just didn't die immediately. He got eaten. He lost his arm. It didn't trigger the Titan form, but he didn't die.
Yeah.
It didn't trigger the Titan form. His first time
triggered like after he got eaten. Yeah, after he got eaten.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
After he got eaten, it triggered it. So, but that's the thing. And then imagine that you're nope, because training was what, a year? You're 11, 12 in the military. Like dead ass watching, not just hearing about it. You're watching all of your classmates die left and right in one battle, not in like over years. No, 90% of his class was killed in like the first 4 episodes of the fucking show. Everyone else are classmates, are scouts that have been scouts. And they talk about how every month, every year, the percentage of the scout corps just literally drastically gets shaved. They did one mission to close Wall Maria, and they lost 50% of the corps. Aaron led the last remaining 40 fuckers alive, led all 40 to their deaths. After he charged and led all of them to their deaths to fight the Beast Titan, there were only like 8 scouts left. The whole military, there were 8 scouts left. You telling me that's not a very super fucked up child?
I mean, I would have just left it at that.
Motherfucker was so mad when he found out about Reiner and them that he's gnawing at his already cut off arms to trigger the Titan form. That's how pissed off he is.
It all started with putting him on the wrong. Like,
sounds like that kid had PTSD, shell shock, and
He had everything.
You know, that's
He
another
he had
court case
everything.
for another day.
Oh yeah, but that's a different topic.
I mean, he also had time travel powers and made sure that this happened himself and set
Yep,
himself
talk
on
about
some
that.
path, but we're not going to get into that for the
That's not
day.
fair. Can't do that.
Ooh, we're not allowed to
look.
bring all this up.
And look. We could talk about traumatized characters in anime another time, or time travel in anime another time, because I still got plenty of that messed up junk. Because, well, y'all can't see it, but Steins Gate out there. I got Steins Gate posters out there, so that's another thing. Oh, I should have said that. Dang. Oh man, it's cool. Man, I tried to save
You know
girl
what one
and
I've
tried
been
different
like.
times. It was
We left a lot of stuff off of here. So listen, if y'all are looking for round 2, if y'all would like more of this, we clearly left off Dio Brando from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We left off a lot of JJK because we're not trying to get into spoiler territory. We left out a lot of our favorite animes. Mikey could get into time travel all day and the intricacies, but as far as our time travel goes, we're gonna wrap this time up and toss this back to our viewers in the comment section and let y'all tell us what you thought of the episode. What do you want in part 2, or do you want a different episode next time around? Just in general, just drop us a like, let us know how y'all feeling about what we're doing, and yeah, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Anything I gotta say, fellas?
not much.
No.
Griffith did nothing wrong.